Appreciate everybody being here. Looking forward to our Conference USA opener against Old Dominion. Got another home game. Looking forward to this opportunity. We've come up short against these guys a couple times, and so it's a good opportunity for us to go out and get our first conference win, and that's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on some execution areas in the red zone offensively. Then defensively, we got to tackle better than we did last Saturday and not give up the big plays. So I think that's going to be the point of emphasis this week. ODU is a very talented team, old at wide receiver, like their speed at wide receiver, pretty similar to what we saw last week. And then their defensive front is, all seniors across that front. They're really good players. So our offensive line is going to have to be on point this week. So we're looking forward to the opportunity out Saturday. We'll see. About the weather. It's kind of crazy right now, but right now we're on schedule for 6 Saturday night. Well, Jonathan Cruz, he's a huge positive for us. You never know how a freshman's going to react when they go out and kick, and he's been a huge positive for us. And I like the way we ran the ball early in the game. We had some runs. We converted some third downs. Defensively, we stopped the run. I really thought Jalen Moore's he's a fabulous player. We'll play another one this week. But I thought our guys did a pretty good job against the run. We just got to limit the big plays. We had some alignment issues we got to get worked out. But there were some positives in there, and I thought the guys played extremely hard in the game. I liked it was a pretty clean game, not a bunch of talking and going back and forth. I thought the guys handled it pretty good. I thought App State's guys handled it pretty good. So, expect the same out of our guys this week. No, we'll, have to practice with a wet ball, and we'll probably get that in practice today and tomorrow, it looks like. So, that's the biggest difference for the quarterbacks and the running backs, for the specialists. Anytime you got to handle the ball and it's wet and it's raining, my guess is Saturday night's probably going to be pretty similar to when we played Temple here. I think it was 2015 when we had the hurricane, and we played them at night here. And it was extremely wet that night, so probably similar to that night. But, the question is, do you get wind? That's the unknown factor, and then lightning involved. So generally we just, in the past we've had rain when it comes to this situation, so I expect it to be pretty wet Saturday night. But so our guys will have to work on handling the ball, and throwing it can be an issue if it gets windy. So those are things that you always got to take into effect. But the weather's going to affect the game, no question.
Definitely on the edges, I would say they're the most talented team that will play. O'Shane Zimenez, you got Tim Ward. I'm not sure of his name, but number 4, he also plays defensive end. They're all long guys, and they like to rush the passer. They do a good job, and once they get to the quarterback, they do a good job of retracing their footsteps and getting back inside to the quarterback. So I feel like it'll definitely be a big week for the tackles. It's definitely a challenge that I want to take on, and I feel like Chris Brown wants to take on too. But up front, like I said, they're both of their defensive tackles are seniors as well. So a lot of times they like to just hop in a 5-man box, and they want to play you like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see us run the ball against them and definitely protect the quarterback. Well, it depends. Sometimes the rain makes it cooler, and then other times it makes it real humid. So actually, that'll be very interesting to see. I've been looking at the weather today, and it says like throughout the week the humidity be in the upper 90s. So it'll definitely make the game a little different than us. We breathe different. That air gets a little thick, and it's harder to breathe. But hopefully, it's raining, so it'll cool us off a little bit too.
I think with Coach Spencer's defense this year, it's going to be a little bit different. But at the end of the day, we're just going to line up 11 on 11 and play ball. I think we're pretty confident this week. This past week didn't affect the defense as much as, everyone might be talking about. We're 100% confident in our ability as a team and on defense specifically. So I think we're fired up and we're ready for a good week of practice.
Yeah, well, we know we've been in the league now, and we've played, this is the 4th time we've played Old Dominion, so there's a lot of familiarity now. Like Cam's played against these guys a lot, Jeff's played against these guys, so there's a lot of familiarity. And so there's no real unknown factor about league play. It's an exciting time to get into league play because that's one of the things you want to do is win your division. Well, that all starts on Saturday, and so you got to go out and play well and execute. We got to prepare well today. As I said last week, you can't get to Saturday. We just got to handle Tuesday and then go from there. But it's an exciting time because you want to do well in your conference.
I wouldn't say a problem. I would say it kind of took us back a little bit as far as what we had expected. But like I said, we had those guys that came in and stepped up, and they've been playing pretty well. But as a unit, we have to play better. The offensive line is something that we've as a team that we knew could be one of the best units on this team this year, and I don't feel like we've lived up to that hype so far, myself included. So I definitely feel like this week is going to be a major week for us, and we had to come together, and we've talked and we've watched film and things like that. But we understand that the way that we played last week, we can't continue to have games like that with the quarterback on the ground as much as he's been and not being able to get as much vertical push off the ball. So as offensive line, we have to take heed of this and understand that the way that we've been playing is not acceptable, and especially in our offense that relies on the offensive line so much. So we definitely have to step our game up, and I'm very excited to practice today because it all starts today. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, but we're going to have to see what we're made of today, and we're going to have to push through it.